Musica! Yeah!
Milsurp Garage. All right, what do we have today? We have some shell casings. We have a 22 CB cap brass, 25, 32, 380, 45. So I would always mess around with these brass and kind of do like a, what do they call that? A Russian doll kind of thing where you put one inside the next, inside the next, inside the next, something like that. Come up with how many can you combine inside of each other, what kind of combinations can you do. It's kind of interesting how these three will all fit inside each other like that. And then if you get like a 38 involved, the 380 and the 38 are basically the same size, so nothing, they kind of butt up against each other. But then you could do interesting things here where this fits in, and if you push this, it'll get stuck. Actually, the rim will get stuck on the 38 case, and you could actually get stuck in there. But if you put like a ball bearing like this inside, then if you press and got it stuck, the momentum of the ball bearing, you'd be able to pop it open. I always mess around with those things, but I found something interesting lately. I started thinking about like how could I, is there one that could fit like almost perfectly inside the other? It's very difficult to take two of the same size brass, let's say like 245s, try to work them in a certain way they would fit inside each other. They're too rigid to be able to do that. But I started thinking about like 44 Magnum, right? 44 Magnum is a little bit smaller than 45. So shouldn't that fit? But when you try to do it, it would never go. So I would never really mess with the 44 Magnums that much because I'm like, well, they're basically the same size as the 45. So when you play your games with what fits inside of what, the 44 Magnum is basically, that fact that it's 44 and 45 doesn't really make much of a difference. Well, I actually found that 4570, even though it's 45, the fact that, this is technically the same size, but because it's longer, allows it a greater flexibility. And a 44 Magnum shell will fit absolutely perfect right inside. So much so that, listen to this, it actually fits in so perfect to actually make a suction when you pull it apart. And these could be used as little storage cases. See how perfectly they fit together? So I took a whole bunch of brass that I had, and I made a whole bunch of these things. I was giving them out to friends as gifts, right? Now, call it what you want. I know a lot of people think about some nefarious things that you would keep inside of here, but survivalists would be like, well, you could always take your one round of 9mm and keep it inside of here in your pocket, so that's like a backup round if you ever run out of ammo or whatever. Or you could, if you even wanted to play your tricks here with your Russian doll kind of tricks, you could go this guy into that guy, into this guy, into that guy, and then this whole thing could fit into there. And you have them all together inside of here as like a little toy for, a younger shooter to have to play with, to take all of these apart. I mean, that's pretty cool. But I just thought it was kind of cool how these fit so perfectly inside of each other as to the resistance is just perfect. And there you go. Milsurp Garage.